after last night's performance, a small sample size, but did Baker sort of put those questions to rest?
No. No.
Okay.
I think no. I think we'll be asking those questions well after their careers even. I thought the broadcast did a really good thing last night where they said it's Sam Darnold's third start ever. His first third start ever. And Troy Aikman's on the call, and they brought up Troy's third start ever. And it was against the Redskins. And not only were they completely blown out, Troy was terrible. His quarterback rating was 4. And he literally lined up under the guard, like the wrong player. He didn't even go to the center. He said it. He was just completely lost, didn't know what he was doing. So I look at Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's already won a road game. He's already done some really, really good things. Yeah. He wasn't great last night. I'm not going to build him up or apologize for him. He was not great. He said it himself. He has to be better. But the idea that maybe, I don't know, the Giants should have done something different or the Browns should have done something different, we'll have that to chew on for at least a year, if not 15. I think Sam Darnold will still be good. Yeah, 100%.
A couple of years to kind of sort of figure out what their careers are.
Well, listen, as soon as Sam Darnold won that first game, everybody got excited. And they said, oh, the Jets, we finally found our guy. Now that Baker Mayfield has came out and played an unbelievable game, I don't want to, put the cart before the horse or whatever it is.
Unbelievable half a game.
Half a game. Right. But I am excited, though. And
sure.
I do feel like he answered those questions. Dating back to when he got drafted, I remember one question I wanted to ask the world, because everybody's like, I don't know if I like him. I don't know if I like his attitude. I don't know if I like the way he carries himself. He made some mistakes in college, and he's too cocky. He's undersized. And I said, well, with his completion percentage and the way he played on the big stage up against really good teams, if he was 6'3", would he be undeniably the number 1 overall pick? And everybody resoundingly said, yes, no question. He's a little undersized, but the fact that if he was taller, we'd make him number 1. He's that good. He is cut from that cloth. And I'm not good. I know if I say Drew Brees or Russell Wilson, people say, Nate, wait a minute. Yeah. I'm just talking about quarterbacks that aren't necessarily 6'4", 6'5", that can negotiate the pocket with the best of them and sit there with nerves like Kobe in the fourth quarter. Like, my man was as cool as ever.
That's impressive.
He was as cool in the postgame as he was in the pocket, in the huddle. Just his face. He never got too excited, never got too down. And it wasn't a perfect game, but in the moments that mattered, just like in college, my man delivered, and he delivered big time. I loved it, and I think he did answer those questions.
As a fellow sub-6-footer, I was really happy with what I saw last night out of Baker Mayfield and Denzel Ward. 2 guys who aren't 6 feet tall, making plays out there under the bright lights. Peter Schrager.
They were both awesome, and Kay, that's a great segue to what I want to say is just how great these Browns rookies played. I mean, the Browns have this history of this dreaded draft history. Last night, their rookie class was awesome. Baker Mayfield, the first overall pick, was the best player on the field. I would say Denzel Ward, the 4th overall pick, might have been the 2nd best player on the field. Then you look at the rest of these guys. Nick Chubb was making plays. Antonio Callaway looked like a number 1 wide receiver there. Gennard Avery was awesome. Desmond Harrison, undrafted. And then Greg Joseph, the kicker, made the kick. So John Dorsey and Elliott Wolf and Alonzo Highsmith, they brought in an entirely different front office to kind of change things in Cleveland. And last night was a little window that, yes, you can change things. Things can get better. You don't need to be kind of tainted by the history of bad draft classes and bad past. Now, I know it's early, but it's okay to be excited. A bunch of young guys stepped up, and they have no history of failure. They have no history of bad Browns losses. I thought Ward and Mayfield were awesome last night, and it wasn't just them. Browns rookie class stepped up. Shout out to the front office and shout out to the coaching staff to getting them ready, because they beat a Jets team last night that was up 14-0 in their building, and they found a way to win. I loved what the Browns did last evening.
Couldn't agree more, Schrags, and we'll see these 2 quarterbacks, as you said in the first highlight. You hope that they do this for 15 years.
Yeah.
You hope it's back and forth. I do think it's a little bit early to make any sort of assumptions on either of them. I think the one thing you can say is that both guys were taken to the right atmospheres in the right cities.
Yeah.
Like Sam Darnold is good for New York. Baker is good for Cleveland.
Yeah, I agree. And that atmosphere, you were talking about in the opening hour about he's never really played in front of a crowd like that. And I actually agree, because you might say, oh, well, Baker played in the Big 12, huge crowds. That's different. Those people have had success year after year. They win. They go to the playoffs.
It's a ravenous crowd.
Ravenous and desperate and terrified. And something that Peter hit on is, like, as a Browns fan, you just wait for the floor to drop out. It happens every time. And it did, and they recovered. He has never played in front of a crowd like that.
The Browns have a better record than the Steelers.
How about that?
What?